In a world of whispers where shadows play, truth hides in corners, fades with the day. A heart beats steady, bold and unafraid, living unmasked where honesty's displayed. No cloaks, no curtains, no need to pretend. Each step I take, on truth I depend. A light that guides me through darkest skies. I rise unbroken where the echo lies. I am the fire burning through the haze, a voice unshaken in a stormy maze. No veil, no armor, no need to disguise. I live in the open where the truth never dies. No polished mask, no scripted lines. I wear my flaws like stars that shine. Through cracks and scars, connections born. In the arms of truth, I am reborn. No rehearsed laughter, no hollow cheers. I hold my essence through the fleeting years. For in the mirror of honesty I see the raw reflection of who I'm meant to be. I am the fire burning through the haze, a voice unshaken in a stormy maze. No veil, no armor, no need to disguise. I live in the open where the truth never dies.
Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And here we go. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the 68th edition of the Community Pulse. Holy smoke, 68. Yeah, we got a fantastic show lined up for you. Once again, we have our featured artist being Adorable Anarchy. She came on to this into this community quite strong and through Pete Johns. So like many of us. And co-hosting is going to be Folk Punk, and Pete Johns will join us a little later. During this time change, I kind of overlap Pete's show for I think 45 minutes, so he'll be dumping his everybody from there onto this show, and I'm looking forward to this. That opening song, what a fantastic song that is. Bridget Benanti, thank you for allowing us to play that. Absolutely amazing song. Another fairly new community member, and looking forward to having her on the show soon. All right, and we open up this show with these channels that I show at the intro. These are channels I think I speak for many of us out there, if not directly, indirectly, through one of these channels. We've all entered this community, this great big family, what I call it, and I'm just proud to be of it, part of it. Jade Starr with her live interviews every Thursday at 6 p.m. As you all know, Jade's on, she's on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. She is off Friday, but I don't think for too much longer. And then she's live Saturday and then Sunday. So very busy schedule. But the show that we're shouting out is Thursday at 6 p.m. Her live interviews. Many of us have been on it. And our guest, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, would love to be interviewed by Jade Starr. That's what she told us backstage. Sorry. All right. Metalhead Hippie, Random Hangouts. Jeff ain't going nowhere. He's still around. And at first I took Jeff off this list. And then I thought, it doesn't matter if he's around or not. This is about respect to those who help my channel grow and many of ours channels out there. So shout out to Metalhead Hippie. You can find him doing some random hangouts and playing video games. Love you, Jeff. 15th Bend every Thursday at 9 p.m. 15th Bend, as you all know, has an amazing show called the Indy Music Rollercoaster. Chad Freeman. I know I'm calling it Ham Sunday on Sunday, but Chad's got quite a few shows. Chad does so much for these communities. I'm not sure what the feature is. I should be, because I know he sent it to me. But please go to Chad's channel. Like I said, an amazing supporter of so many of our channels and does so much for these communities. Francis and Ian, the replay, every other Sunday at 8 p.m. And every time I read this, JJ, I keep wanting to say, can you remind me to send them that song? All right, every other Sunday. I'm going to say this is the oldest show of all that we've been shouting out, from what I'm hearing through Gary and Lori and Francis and Ian himself. This is an old show before COVID, which many of us came in during that time. And then they just resurrected it and brought it back to life. So it's a pretty cool show. It starts at 8 p.m. on Sundays. Thomas Christ, You Rock, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Honestly, absolutely love Thomas's show. He gets so descriptive to all the songs that he plays. I don't know how he does it. As many of you know me out there, well done, very cool, love it, love it. I just run out of things to say. I absolutely love these songs that I'm listening to, but Thomas just has a quality in him where song after song is just something totally different. He's just an amazing guy. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m., all you have to do is fill out a form, hit submit, and you will be played. If you want to move up to the top, just tell him JJ sent you. I'm going to get you in trouble, brother. Pete Johns, your music live. Yes, yes, yes. I know you all heard me say it. That's how I came into the community, and I say it extra today because apparently that's how Adorable Anarchy came into the community. And not apparently, that's where I met her. And actually, it was pretty much only after a couple of her songs that I heard played on Pete's show that I started to track her down and say, one day we got to have you on the show. And she set everything up, and here she is. So, yes, so same deal for Pete Johns. Man, I'm talkative for a guy who's really tired. Every Sunday at 7 p.m., same deal. Fill out a form, hit submit, and your music will be played. The pause. And then there's Lori. Lori's Mishmash. My favorite. The glue of the community. She is so lovely. I don't know. Lori has done so much, and not just for me, so much for so many of my personal friends who've let me know what she has done, and I've shared what she has done for me. It's just, she's just got an amazing soul. She's just an amazing human being. And yeah, thank you, Lori. Thank you, everybody on this list. I appreciate you all. And there's so many others like Camp GMA that we can't forget that do so much in these communities. All right, tonight at 9 p.m., the dump is all set to go over to Vince Gianella's Monday Night Live Jam and Hang. Vince is an amazing musician. Oh, Vince is going to be on the show soon. I think it's in the shoutouts. And then at 11 p.m., a Canadian act called Axe and Nacho. Another fantastic show. I try my best to stay up for both of these after this show. Yeah. So, I do want to drop this on us. Rest in peace. We've lost 2 community members this week. Within the last, I don't know, 72 hours or so. But Rich GTR 350R. I was told I was away for a few days, as many of you know. When I got back to this news, and it's really sad that we lost Rich. Don't know any of the details. I guess that's not even important. We just lost a very good supporter in this community, as well as Michael Lanthier. Many of you know as Wolf 7 Music. Yeah. So 2 amazing individuals. I know that DJ and I checked Rich's channel. There is no GoFundMe. But there is one set up for Michael Lanthier. I jumped over and dropped a couple dollars. Yeah, so they're gonna be missed, and yeah. So, what do we got? The featured channel. I'm gonna bring on JJ, who can probably lighten things up here because I just made it so cloudy. At this stage, I guess I should unmute my co-host.
Hey, Frank. Hey, everybody.
JJ, what's going on, brother?
I mean, it is a sad time whenever
Yeah.
we lose any of the family, and Rich and Michael. It's. I'm glad we know of it, but I'm sad that it's something we have to know. So,
Yeah.
on another note, I made a few notes. First, get the stems from Steve.
I need an email. Or I'm just going to give you his. Yes.
Before we do the next step there. With You Rock, here's a little secret. New acts and premieres go at the top of the show. So if you'd like to get on You Rock at the top of the show, keep something unlisted and share it as a premiere. And the other note I had was Bridget from the opening song. So I don't know if you caught it because you were away, but she posted this little thing this weekend about idols, who her musical idols
I love
were.
that.
Did you see it? Yes, yes.
Absolutely beautiful. The
And,
respect and gratitude. Yeah.
Bonnie Tyler and Dolly Parton were two on there that really stood out. Dolly Parton is an American treasure. But to me, a musical idol is somebody who not only has music that moves my soul, but a life story that moves my soul. And by that criteria, Bridget herself is one of my idols. So that was really neat to see her put that up. And it's a great song. Actually, I haven't heard anything that I can't say that about, but Broken in particular is a great song. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And sorry, I take that back. I was referring to another post she put up about a friend of hers. Yeah, and the gratitude she showed towards this person who supported her and believed in her, and just amazing. I just love seeing what goes on in this community. Those little things just mean so much. Yeah.
Just like what means so much to me is DJ handling the whole load on himself tonight with me over here, because I am not at a Lori level. I can't do this and the other thing. Like, I don't know how Lori does it. She's just amazing.
Well, lucky for him that I've been away all week, spending some time with my boy. And so I missed quite a bit. I missed the Charity for Life album, which we're going to talk about in a bit. But right now, as you all know, every week we have a featured channel. And this week's featured channel is Small Town Girl. I think I met Small Town Girl in Jeff Metalhead Hippies community, I believe. And not that it really matters. But an amazing artist. And what I love about Small Town Girl, and there is a little story that her daughter inspired her to get back into music after so many years of, and it's on her About Us, after so many years of taking care of the daughter. She's like, Mom, do this. And she did. But every time you comment, I'm sure many of us have, you comment on her song, she never hesitates to mention Bob Clement. Yeah. They're just an amazing duo. I love their work, and please go follow the channel, the link there. We're going to play this little montage that we put together, and it should be live on the channel now and on DJ's channel as well. Let's give this a spin. This is Small Town Girl and Bob Clements. Thank you for all you do and all the support you give, not just to this channel, but to so many others. I see you everywhere. Keep up the fantastic music.
spending all your day sitting on the wall, throwing all your money in the wishing well. Waking up alone when you're away from home brings your spirits down. The feeling just won't change until you're going home, knowing that you're heading to familiar ground.
Wow, that's absolutely beautiful. Hey,
I have to admit, when I first heard "Small Town Girl," I believe it was on You Rock.
okay.
I I had a pal, a Paul experience. I thought this artist was like 19 years old from listening to the sound of it.
Yeah.
Just like Paul, I thought was a young man. You know, like it's amazing. The vocal quality and the sweetness of it. But yeah, I thought that was a young lady. Very well, not to say that she's not, you know, but she might be at least 29. I thought she was maybe 19 when I first heard it.
Yeah, it's just amazing. All right, JJ, you picked a song. I don't want to keep Adorable Anarchy back there too much longer. We do play the featured co-host song pick, and we did talk. We'll talk a little bit more about the charity Music for Life 3-album thing, and you put towards a song. Tell us about it.
So me, myself, and iPhone, Ben, sent me a track, God, I want to say maybe November of 2024. And he just had it all completely done, but no vocals and no lyrics. And he said, you know, can you write some lyrics? I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And you'll see in the video my idea web as I was writing the lyrics. And then he was like, oh, can you sing them? And I'm like, okay. So I have to say I was trying to go out of my comfort zone in the kind of singing. I don't think I accomplished it. It still sounds folk punk. But anyways, and we finished it, and when I first heard it, it just sounded like a dream. And then the lyrics came out of that. But we finished it probably in January, and I said, hey, you know, could we use this for the charity album coming up? And we've had it sitting on ice since then. So we had the video already as soon as the album was made public. We put the videos up for it, and this is the one.
All right, let's hear it. What's it called?
Concept of a Dream, Hypnagogia.
There's no way I was going to pronounce that.
The state between just before you fall asleep and you're still somewhat awake, but your mind thinks of all these incredible things that you can't remember afterwards. You just remembered, oh, yeah, I had a good idea.
That sounds like me every day, DJ. All right. Hypnagogia.
I remembered what
Wow.
Ben does all of that on an old iPhone 7.
That's just amazing.
Magic thumbs.
Yeah.
And yes, as Laurie noticed when we debuted it, I saved my folk punk screen for the last note. I thought I'd be a little more reserved for the occasion.
Very cool. Love that. And that's definitely a folk punk marking on that track for sure. All right. Well, our featured artist.
Let's bring her on.
Let's bring her on. Welcome, adorable Anarchy. Oh, let's unmute our guest because that's a nice thing to do.
And that's our tradition. That's our tradition.
It's our tradition, yeah.
Okay, cool.
How are you doing?
Hi, how are you? I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Doing well. And I'm excited for some guitar, harp, and other weird stuff.
Which part, the weird stuff or the harp or the guitar?
I told you I was still searching for that.
I'm kind of into the weird stuff.
I guess weird is a relative term.
Oh boy.
So what's weird to me, you know, I didn't really come across what I would call weird.
Well, I here's something that's weird. I could tell you right off. I brought my guitar, and this is Apricot, and there's of course a story behind it. If you want to know it, I'll tell it to you. But Frank, I think I told you about this.
Yes, you did. You did.
Well, this guitar, I bought it like in 2010. Paid $80 for it. It's an Alvarez, and I liked it so much that I put my name on it up at the top. And I also like stenciled Hello Kitty in my signature somewhere on the back. Hold on.
Yeah, there you go.
Very cool.
So this was actually the guitar that brought me back to playing steel strings because I had problems with my hands even at that point. And I didn't know if I could play steel strings again. But somehow or another, this happened. And the reason it's called Apricot is because the guitar tech that fixed it, well, I should back up. My neighbor who lived across the street from me and she knew that I was having a date one weekend. And I said, listen, we need a code word. If something goes wrong. So she said, well, what should it be? And I had been listening to a comedy show, and I had it on good authority, according to this comic show, that this person was Barry Manilow's bodyguard. And he said, well, Apricot is Barry Manilow's safe word. And I said, it's Apricot. I got to name it Apricot. I'm going to have to. So, I mean, I was constantly calling her to Apricot, get over here. But this guitar has the best setup of any guitar that I have to this day. So the date wasn't worth it, but dang on, the guitar setup was.
And now the artwork on the bottom, is that something you did?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I know you have something hanging on the wall. Is that the same medium that you have there? One of the pictures on the wall we were talking about.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, you mentioned some particular style of thing you create.
No. Oh, yes. This is an engraved mirror. My husband made it for me. I'm sorry, it's gonna probably. Yeah, there you go.
The cat. Yeah.
So we can laser engrave any name or anything like that. If anybody has a YouTube channel, or if you wanted to give a special gift to somebody, we can handle that. And we're probably going to be putting some up in our merch section on Fourth Wall soon. So yeah.
And you did that laser engraving on the guitar there?
No, this is this is stickers.
Oh, okay.
This is stickers from Hobby Lobby.
It looks great. I was thinking, wow,
Right?
you were brave to engrave into the guitar.
It was $80, and the cool thing about this was when I got it, it was around Christmas time, and there was like a whole stack of them. They're like 8 deep, like they're in cardboard boxes. You know, I took out every one of them, played every one of them. They probably weren't real happy with me. But so Apricot and I have been around for a while together, so we're besties.
Very cool.
So yeah, and I have to have a prop to hold to keep me, grounded. So
I love it.
Well,
Yeah.
especially when your feet don't touch the floor of the chair you're sitting in. You need
Exactly.
something.
Both
Exactly.
of you. Are you on
I got
that
my-
one?
I got-
Are you on? Yeah.
Well, mine's a little bit lower if I do, but my
Huh?
feet still don't touch.
Well, I got my high chair going. All I need is my strained carrots now, and I'm good, right? Isn't that what you give kids in a high chair?
Yeah, well, we call my chair Papa Bear, but I asked my mom, I said,
There you
why wasn't
go.
it Baby Bear if it was a high
Mhm.
chair for kids? She said, don't mess with it. It's been called Papa Bear for 58 years. I'm like, okay.
There you go.
Just
Nice.
shut up and call it
Old
Papa
world,
Bear.
old world craftsmanship, right?
Exactly. Actually, I think my grandfather did build it. So yeah.
Nice, nice, nice.
Frank, you got some shout outs and then we can get to
I
some music?
Hi,
do. I
Sylvie.
do. I just saw Sylvie
Sylvie.
in here.
Good to see you.
Yes, I know.
Hello,
she
everyone
follows
in the
you.
chat. I'm so sorry I'm terrible about typing while I'm on here, but hello.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody who showed up. Looks like a pretty good crowd here to see and hear what you have to say and get to know you a little bit more. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for
Yeah, I'm
having
really
me.
excited to get this going. Oh, yeah. Like I said, after the second time, I think it was. Am I accurate?
I'm
I
sorry.
think I
Taken.
heard you twice before I started to hound you and said I'd love to have you
I
on
think
the
I
show.
think you did. Yes, I think you
Yeah.
did.
And you're during a move or something, and
Yeah, I was.
yeah,
I was.
pretty sure that's
There's
how it went
all
down.
kinds of weird chaos going on then. So yeah.
All right. So as you all know, I was many of you know, I was out of commission for quite a few days this week, so I missed quite a bit. I did manage to throw a bunch into the just going back and throw a bunch into the playlist that is now officially live. But I've got a few shoutouts, not as much as normal, but still 56. But
Wow.
yeah, DJ Big Red, the community calendar. It is live and active. It gives you all the updates of what's happening in the community. Please go check it out. A lot of people say, hey, why don't you try doing this and let us know what time the shows are and stuff like that. We already have it. It's on DJ Big Red's channel. And it's titled The Community Calendar. If you'd like to add something, like I'm about to add right now, I noticed, I saw a couple times David Joshua just randomly did pop-ups, but now I see it's been 2 Sundays in a row. David Joshua is in the chat. I saw him earlier. It's
David
every
Joshua.
Sunday, I believe, David, if you want to just send DJ the time and stuff so we can put it into a regular shout out. Another brilliant guitarist. All right. Drew the Genius, Brian Drums, Coleslaw Shaw, and Jim A. Bear. Just amazing talents, amazing premieres this week. Please go check out these links if you haven't already subbed to these channels. Colorful Energy, Robbie Stingle, Adam Holtz. Some great releases this week. I know Adam had about 3, and we all know Robbie Stingle's good for at least one every other day. Just an amazing guy. A very good friend of mine, lives not far from here, and an amazing supporter of this community. Synthworks, SWX, put out another fantastic track called Radio Freedom. David Cartret, aka Little Bighorn, he's been putting out, he's found, I guess I'm going to call it a series of songs of a live performance way back in the day, and kind of reminded me of the Styx singer with that big hair. I forgot his name, but it's pretty cool to watch. My good friend Mary from Italy. Why do I always have to say Mary from Italy? But it's Mary from Italy. And I just love this creator. She has an amazing channel. Does a lot of videos to a lot of covers and songs that you probably thought you wouldn't hear again, and new songs and whatnot, and international songs. It's just a wonderful channel and an amazing supporter of so many of our channels. Hugh Caldwell, No Reply. What a great Beatles cover, and they did such an
Yeah.
amazing job on it. And like I said, I'm so sorry. I know Lori, PJ were in it. I'm just so far behind this week. But an amazing, if you can find, Lori's got links and can throw that in there too. Oofsie Baba, Elena's Letters. I love that title.
That was great.
Yeah, fantastic.
Mhm.
Phoenix Falling, in response to Lori's mishmash, Pianist should stand and be seen. I thought that was a classic. Oh my God, what have we created? All right, Martin Kelly, Uppies. Martin's an amazing creator and an amazing supporter. And I got to start posting some songs for you, Martin, because he seems to, once a week, he seems to go through one of my songs, the catalog. It's like, I better hurry up and release this album. Ian Luckett, Things I Know, Tracy Melly, Here We Go Again, Johanna Lynn. She had quite a few out this week, but this one we're shouting out here is Cupid Stunt. It's an EP. It's amazing work she does. You'll really enjoy this. Gail's Southern Living. Here's a channel. I just love when our music reaches non-musicians, and I shouldn't say that. Maybe she's a musician, but she is a creator on YouTube, baking, cooking, lifestyle, let's
Nice.
call it. It's a beautiful channel, and she endorses this channel and supports this channel and our songs and other people in the community. Please, if you have time, go over and offer up some love and support. It's just an amazing person. All right, I'm going to stop there.
So much every week, just constant new creations. It's just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we have a chance to hear some versions of songs. I bet you people have never heard versions like this. And to be honest, there's a couple coming up that I wasn't personally a big fan. It wasn't my cup of tea of the original artist. I couldn't even tell. I was so engulfed that I'm like, this is a song by, well, like the first one, George Michael. I was like, what? Amazing. So I do appreciate the way that you're making something accessible that people may already know, but you've taken these things to a whole different level. So
Thank you. That's very sweet.
The first one we have is Father Figure from George Michael's. And you're doing it in an alt tuning, a dad gab, correct? I want to ask you about that.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that after. I don't know if it ties into the other thing I want to ask you, but we'll see after we hear it. So, Father Figure.
Oh, I'm supposed to play it.
It's optional.
That was your cue.
I was looking at the chat, and it's like, it's always Lori's fault. It's like, who's she talking to? All right. You got to pay attention. Focus.
Father Figure.
Hi, you guys. Adorable Anarchy back with you again. I wanted to do a little bit more now that I have my, makeup and decent clothes on. Because I do normally just hang around the house in sweats and stuff, and I didn't want to look like that for you all. So while I'm kind of presentable, let's do a few more of my favorites. And these are all in Dad Gad, I might add, a rap. And anyway, here we go. Father Figure, George Michael. Thank you guys.
Woo!
How
Exquisite.
fantastic. Yeah, let's get us back on here.
Thank
I have
you.
Yeah.
so many things I want to ask about how
Okay.
you're doing that and the exquisite sound you get from that instrument we call a guitar, but
Yeah.
you're making it sound much more than it's like a Tommy Emmanuel cross with the Jimmy Page on acoustic guitar. It's just
Oh, how
incredible.
nice. Thank you.
Your hand
I don't know as much
gestures-
as any one of them.
your hand gestures as you're playing.
Yeah.
Your fingering hand, your fretting hand moves like Trevor Hansberry's. There's something about his fingers, the way they move, that just mesmerized me. And yours had that same kind of a
That's a
hummingbird
great
wing
comparison.
Nice.
fluidity. But
Nice.
your strumming hand, if I didn't know better, I would see that and hear that, and I would peg you as a harpist.
You an amateur harpist, yes.
So
I have to say, before I got my tailor, honestly, I didn't do a whole lot of harmonics, but there's something about having a well-built instrument that my tailor is so well built. I mean, I can get harmonics on the second fret and like second, third, fifth, seventh, ninth, 12th, 10th, 8th. It's all harmonics, so it makes it a lot easier.
I mean, you have an excellent hammer on, and
Thank
and
you.
what I almost want to call like a thumb thwap, and that percussive
Yeah.
tapping. And you actually do some other finger tapping in some other songs I saw, but the way you're hitting the strings with your strumming hand, and I don't know if there's a term in harp, the way you pluck, and it's not plucking, it's to make like a glissando. I don't know the term for it.
I just
but
smack it.
honest to God, I'm like, man, she's playing that like a harp. And it worked beautifully. Again, I'm not a George Michael's fan per se, but wow, I loved what I just heard. That was
Well,
incredible.
thank you.
Incredible.
I get these weird ideas in my head, and like I'm an insomniac by nature, and I sit awake at night in bed thinking, what will sound good here? And for some reason, I mean, I heard that song and it was like, yeah, I think that's going to lay really well. So I look for things that lay really well with the tuning. Not all of the Beatles stuff that I do. I mean, the Beatles stuff that I want to do is going to lay well. Well, the earlier stuff and the psychedelic stuff isn't going to lay well in Dadgad. But if you get kind of a happy medium in there, you could pretty much pull off a whole lot of it. And I do like about a 35-minute set of Beatles. So
cool.
yeah.
And
yeah.
how perfectly you just talked about hypnagogia, that as you're about to fall asleep and things come to mind.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
So all of my mashups that I do, and I put the two songs together that don't really go together. That's where all that comes from. That in my head basically has a million squirrels in it at all times. So yeah.
Awesome. Now the DAD GAD tuning, the alternate tuning. So, and I really don't know. I'm assuming a harp is more like a piano, so that you don't have alternate tunings the way you do. But is there something about the Dadgad and the harp that work in your mind together, connect?
I started Dadgad because I'm having problems with my hands, and I used to play classical, so I played since I was 5, and I played classical basically since I was 9. And I actually went to school. The first half of my bachelor's degree is guitar performance and education. So I always joke and tell people I was the only girl in the class, and I couldn't get a date. But yeah, so I did classical from a very young age, and like I was teaching adult night school at 14. So I mean, I kind of came along. But after a while, you do so much stuff, and I'm a secretary for a living, basically. I do a lot of computer, just my wrists are shot. And I couldn't stop playing. That's why I started with the harp seriously. I wanted to do something else in music. I couldn't give it up. I can't just give up my life. But I found that if I did an open tuning, that I could still get some really nice things. And so it started basically with While My Guitar Gently Weeps. And from there, I have amassed about 15 or 20 Beatles tunes in Dadgad, I think. So I just, anything that will lay well in Dadgad or open tuning, basically. I did a lot of drop D in college. But I mean, I was doing stuff like J.S. Bach. I did Beethoven, Moonlight Sonata. I was one of the first people to do it on guitar in my school. So but go ahead.
I was going to say, I can definitely hear that classical influence, because at one point I'm like, this is quasi flamenco kind of with some of the things you were doing, but very unique, and you've made it your own. You've taken that training you had and you've gone in your own direction. I guess that's the point of Anarchy. That's the point of Anarchy, isn't it? To go take what's there and blow it apart and go in a new way.
I just look at it as I just try to get it any way I can. I get that note any way I can. If I gotta do something that's maybe incorrect, I don't care. I want to get it. So that's kind of how I see it.
If it sounds good, it works.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the time it does. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun.
You got to
get out my stress.
Frank? No, totally. I can get into that banging style.
Yeah.
Me too. All right. Boy. Mike and Don Genesi had a great track premiere, Move On. She sent Lori and I an email. I think Lori caught it, but I didn't see it till 2 days later. But an amazing track nonetheless. Tales Told in the Dark put out another little video of an amazing little story called The Lantern Woman of Brown Mountain. Love the narration she used, a different narrator for this one. It's a beautiful story. Please go check that out. Mountain Man All Along the Watchtower, Jimi Hendrix cover. We are going to have Mountain Man on this show with Steve. Yes, I owe you an email. Rainfield Music. Yeah, it's going to be a great show. Mad Musician Magician. Ashley Dale Kelly, another great pianist and guitarist and singer. Great channel. Darbase Bass Covers. I think it was his birthday too. So happy birthday. I think he said 63. Yeah, little video there. Please go check it out. The Ballad of the Tankman. Small Town Girl, as I said, our featured channel for tonight's show. Please stop by and go offer up some support. Their latest is Even Driftwood Can Make It to the Shore. Great title, great lyrics,
Nice.
an amazing song. Gary Schaefer and the Picking Pilot, Tequila Sunrays, an Eagles cover. One of my favorite Eagles. I know how much you love the Eagles, JJ. Gordon Lee Weaver, Quick, Put On Your Shoes. Rose Ackerman, Tony McGreal, D. Lynn with Dream Lover, Bobby Darin cover. Dan Anderson, Bounce Der, I guess. Dan's an amazing. Dan's on every day at 1 o'clock throughout the week between 1 and 1:30 for a couple hours doing some live guitar music. Please go check that out. Emery Island, Time After Time, Cyndi Lauper cover. Forest of the Wolf, A Walk Against the Sunset. Paul, Read Your Mind. John Scher, Foreign Affairs. Mark Wade and Forest of the Wolf. In the Forest of the Wolf is the name of the title. Great track, Mark. I saw you in there earlier. Kathy A. Ogram, Youngstown, Ohio. Matthew Williamson cover. Lunar Vibe, another amazing supporter of so many of our channels. Please go check out this one titled Rumor. Frank Mel, Flares of Hope. Does anybody speak German and English out there? JJ is looking for a translator to get Frank Mel up here on the show. Michael, aka Zealand, the Internet of the Heart. Yeah, it's just a brilliant. Another Canadian. You're outnumbered. Oh wait, I'm outnumbered. And then Unshackled Spirit. My buddy Sal, everybody's buddy Sal. Sal's another amazing supporter of so many of our channels. An amazing supporter of this channel here. Yeah, you absolutely rock, Sal. And let me just do a couple more shoutouts and then I'll finish off. I only got a few left. Dragon Orb Music, Neon Roads, Anthony Rufo, Music for a Minute, Gypsy Blues Improv. Folk Punk, we already heard the song earlier. Crows, Day Alexander, December's Rain, Rainfield Music, Let Your Love Flow, a Bellamy Brothers cover. Really nice job, my friend. Very cool. A new supporter of this channel in our communities. Love to hear more of this gentleman introduced to me through Amy Wallace, Tan Guy Laberth. Yeah, they're just amazing together. Amy Wallace and Tan Guy, the Shattered of Light, Sonic Grace, Good Father, Crowmaster, A Wanderer Infernal. Please go check out Crowmaster. Pausing Guitars, a nice job of the John Stewart cover titled Gold. Great work, Pause. K-Kun Drums. He's going to be on my next album, dropping some beats. Yes. Anodized, the Fear Factory cover. Moses J. Hawkins, Keep On Going. What an amazing, fun track. Really cool stuff. Please, guys, go over and check out this And then my man, Prince Prodigal, who said earlier that he's dropping some music over on Thomas Christ's channel. Please, please, please go offer up some support. I'm telling you, he's spreading a lot of love in a lot of these channels. I see him out there following these communities. Send a track to Pete Johns, who's in here as well. And speaking of which, we have Pete Johns sitting backstage. Let's welcome the man that introduced adorable Anarchy to our communities.
Good
Pete.
morning, good afternoon,
Hi,
good evening,
Pete.
wherever you are, whatever time it is for you.
Oh, Jesus, I thought it was a recording. I was going to say, what happened? How do you say it so perfectly?
It's just a button, but it's a button in my brain. How's everyone? Frank, good to see you. JJ, good to see you. And
Good to see ya.
AA,
Great to see you.
good to see you.
Hi,
Look at
Pete.
Brady
How are
Buster.
you?
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm going well. I've missed all the show because we cross over with my GarageBand weekly show, so I've no idea what you've talked about. But I wanted to pop in because Frank said, "Oh, it was in my stream yesterday," and he's like, "Oh, we've got adorable Anarchy on the show," and I'm like, "I know that person. We play their music every week, and they play the harp, and I don't know how a harp works, so I had to be here for that."
You've been so gracious, Pete. I really appreciate all of your skills and dealing with my weirdness, so to speak. Because you said at one point, go over to Adorable Anarchy's channel. There's some weird things going on over there. So I had to run with it.
Which is great because we embrace weirdness around here. We're all in on weirdness and to the point where weirdness is just our normal. So yeah, we love people being out there and wacky and doing different things. And did I miss my favourite segment there, Frank? Am I too late? Am I too late for the pianist?
No. There's still lots of penises to go here. You're good.
You know, though-
actually, we're still on the second song, and it's funny that you say you wanted to hear some harp.
Oh yeah.
I'll let JJ. Right? I think that's the next.
Yeah, I was just going to say that was perfect timing, Pete, because our next song, "Come Undone," is a Duran Duran cover done on the harp. And I know I sound like a punk tonight between the Eagles and George Michaels and Duran Duran, but you know what?
You're
This
gonna
is
get beat
so
up.
delicate. I know. This is so delicate. I would never have guessed it was a Duran Duran cover. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
What you do on the Salve Daphne is that,
Correct.
or is that her,
Yes.
is that the model, or is that her name?
That's the model.
Okay.
Its name is Sahara because it's colored like that.
Ah,
I'm not one for naming my instruments, but you just happened to get me on the two that I actually did name.
Very cool, very cool. No, so yes, here you go. This is "Come Undone," the Duran Duran song performed on the harp.
Sweet. Let's do it. Yeah. Well, it was,
Is everybody asleep now?
No, I am completely
It's-
captivated.
yeah.
Could be a lullaby though. Yeah, very soothing.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
I know, right?
I never
know,
would have
if it-
believed that was Duran Duran.
If you could put
I know,
together,
right?
if you could put together about 15 of those, anything,
I'm working on it.
I'll that'll put me to bed every night.
I had a Duran Duran harp series, but my cat photobombed it, and that was kind of the end of it. He wouldn't leave me alone, so you know. But
And
yeah,
I'm
I
sure-
do. Go ahead.
I mean, no, go ahead. I was just going to say, I'm sure, like, I would be inspired to write while listening to that, you know?
Well, I don't know. It keeps me busy, and it keeps me from like plotting against people. So, keeps my hands busy. And like I said, the reason I never thought that I would be approved for financing. So when COVID hit, this became my second instrument basically, and I got real serious about it. And Pete Johns, I made a video for you. It says this is how it works. I don't know if you've watched
mentioned
it.
that, and I haven't caught it yet. So I must admit, I was watching
It's a
that.
short.
And I actually, I asked AI to explain it to me like I was a 10-year-old. How does a harp work? So I've been reading through that, but no, your video sounds way more fun to check it out because it, and apparently different coloured strings.
Well,
and
I put on my Baby Yoda slippers for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why are some strings
So
red?
That's like the bass tone. Like if you know the number system, do you have any idea
Yeah.
what that is? It's kind of what musicians use to. It's an easier way of, I don't know, reading sheet music. I guess I should know this. I mean, I went to school for it, but I that's why I didn't become a professor because I suck at explaining stuff. So in my instance, it would be a C note because that's where I start at. That was just what it was told to me. Hey, this is the C note. Okay, so. But if you raise or lower the C pedal, it depends on if you lower it, it becomes B. If you raise it, it becomes C sharp.
Okay.
And there are
okay.
7 pedals across the bottom.
That's the bit that I.
It's like doing a little tap dance.
Yeah, I saw that it was just like C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and I'm like, how do you get flats and sharps? How do you play minor keys? And then I found out that there's pedals, and I'm like, hopefully I'm not the only idiot here that didn't know harps had pedals. But
you know what? I was going to say, now I know you play guitar, harp. What about the pedals? I thought it was just another instrument I didn't know. But wow, that's a lot of coordination. Like.
Yeah.
And you know, when I've seen harpists in like an orchestra, I've never seen them rock. I mean, there was a mellow song, but you were rocking. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. But that might have been the pedal action, working the pedals, maybe.
Well, sometimes when you play the high note, it's up here, and so I have to kind of lean back a little bit in order to get notes. But yeah, I decided
You're losing a bit of connection there. We're losing you.
It's
no.
adorable Anarchy robot style.
Yeah.
Is it?
It
I'm
just
sorry.
kind of froze up.
Are you still losing?
It's the usual bandwidth thing that these streaming platforms do, so it just made you look a little frozen and a bit robotic for a while there.
Can you hear me though? I mean,
We
you hear am I completely frozen?
we can hear you coming through a little bit.
Oh gosh. Okay.
OJ McBaggins, great to see you.
Do you have
Courtney Lee Weaver.
Do you have a few more shout outs, Frank? You
Yeah.
could do while she reboots, maybe?
Yeah. Let's do that. So, great time. We got me, you, and Pete here. What I'm going to do is we have the doing for others. I always like to shout out Dan, Laney Perez, Read Between the Lines, Rebel Rocker, DJ Big Red, Crimson Crux, and Mike and Don Genesi, who are constantly sharing other people's streams and channels. I know I get a lot of heads up from all of these, of which I called out. Again, I want to say congratulations to Sal Unshackled Spirit on reaching 500 subscribers. And yeah, so what else do we want? Monday, June 30th. So next week we have, right from Ireland, we have Catherine McChrystal. That's a friend of Dee Lynn's who introduced us. And she's relatively new to our community. And please go check that out. And let's talk about the Music for Life, the charity album. I know Russ has put in endless hours of work into this, aside from what he has gone through. And I think it went off well. I got to just watch it on a big screen. I had some things I had to deal with, and but I tried to be there as best I could. Yeah, let's it's just an amazing thing, and what Jade put together, that was a lot of work, and kudos to everybody involved. And yeah, why don't you add something there, Pete, for me?
Yeah, well, what I wanted to say is that everyone you just spoke about, all of the moderators and the contributors on your channels, all the people that share out what's going on, obviously Russ and Jade, who put countless hours, like you think the hours that they do online, just times that by 10, that's how much work goes into it offline. And I just kind of love that everyone in this community that does this do it not because they're getting paid, not for the kudos, not for the pats on the back or the acknowledgement or the recognition, but because they genuinely care about other people and want to share in the joy of all this great music creation that happens around here. So apologies for getting a bit sappy about it, but I don't think the folks that put in their time and effort and energy get the kudos. So they do, obviously. Frank every week says thank you to all these folks, but I just wanted to also, as someone whose job it is to do this, I almost feel guilty because I'm like, I do have to worry about paying the bills, but there's people out there that are working jobs and then coming home and then spending hours helping out in these communities, which I think is just so good.
Yeah. Yeah, well said. Absolutely. And the community keeps growing and uniting even stronger. I think it's just a beautiful thing.
We even have a harpist now.
And we even have a harpist.
Yes. And you know, Pete, you shouldn't feel bad because I have no idea what's going on with the harp as an instrument. And whenever I've watched, to me, when I watch somebody play the harp, it seems like they're playing the ear as much as playing strings. It just it blows my mind. I have to ask you, Adorable. I know when we talked earlier, you mentioned how difficult it is to move the harp.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How hard is it to tune it?
Well, one day, it takes about, if you do it fast, it's about 40 minutes, at least for me. If I take my time and really get in depth with it, which I really should more often, it's about an hour.
Oh my God.
And that's only because, I mean, professional harpists do it quicker because this is what they do. I'm just, I play at home. That's it. Because I've decided that I'm going to start looping the harp bass notes. I'm going to use the harp bass notes as my bass, and I'm going to start looping all my other stuff. So I'm trying to get all of these things tuned together. And it's like, why do I hate myself? Why do I hate myself? But yeah, so it takes me a bit. I just had to change a lower bass string, and it was quite a task because I've never done it before. I've never had a pedal harp before. I've got a lever harp over here. It's different. It operates differently. You use levers to change and lower the pitch or raise the pitch versus a pedal harp, which the pedals are at the bottom. So it's like driving an automatic shift versus a manual. Basically,
I can't believe
if that makes any sense.
You've really got Pete John's attention.
I'm looking up harp string pricing here because I'm like, it must cost a fortune to restring a harp or even to replace strings because they're huge and they're a particular quality too.
The string that I just bought, it cost me $35.
Oh my
And
God,
the one
for
I took
what?
off, and it's like, I feel like I should keep this. I feel like I should keep this because damn,
You can use it
expensive. I
for,
want to look at it and treasure it or something.
use it for a picture hanger.
Yeah.
A little tip: if you want to recycle my
We had to
guitar
get the,
strings,
we had
all
to get
my
the pliers
picture-
out.
Yeah.
It sounds like playing hockey.
Yeah.
Frank. It's not something you
We had to get the
into if you don't
pliers out
already
to
have lots
pull
of
it.
money.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Costly.
Well, I
We had to
I
get
have
the pliers
even,
out to pull the knot at the top.
I have even more appreciation for harpists
I'm
than
sorry?
I did before. I was amazed and
Oh, I
appreciated
definitely
their
do.
talent, but now learning like all this other crap they have to deal with. Oh my gosh.
I had a friend who recently just played for the NATO conference. Played harp for the NATO conference, and she's played for the Dalai Lama and the Bushes and at the White House and so forth like that. It's like it's amazing that I know this person yet. So I hope she doesn't see this because my playing sucks. Because it does, because I don't play it right. I had like 2 lessons and I taught myself basically because music is kind of what I do. So
What
know,
you just did
I
there,
had to
you
kinda
taught
teach myself.
yourself?
Yes.
Oh my God. And did you say you've only been
If-
playing the harp since like 2020? Like 5 years?
The
That's
pedal
it?
harp, yes. Yes.
Wow.
It's a lot easier. Like I said, it's like driving automatic versus a manual shift. The other harp, the thing about a pedal harp though is when you push that pedal, it raises or lowers all of the strings in that particular,
time,
like
Lori.
all the C strings. But and if you do the lever harp, you can take whichever string you want. So I can do like a lot of blues and stuff on a lever harp, where I can do some on the pedal harp, but I'm not good at it yet. So I'm kind of working towards a future on that.
Yeah, if you wanted to
So,
do a blues scale or a pentatonic scale, you'd be pedaling up and down constantly to try and get the flats and the sharps to keep moving with you. That would be a
The harp
Like I
is
can-
just like bouncing.
Yeah, I do gold dust woman on the lever harp, and also Stuck in the Middle with You. And then I listened to myself. I was like, damn, I sound like a grandma. I'm doing this. So I quit and go back to the other one. But yeah, so it's always an entertaining time around here. There's always something going on. There's something musical or gaming or something's going on. So yeah.
very cool.
Uh-oh.
And talking about something always going on.
What's going on? I see you summoning me.
Hey,
Adore.
Laurie.
Hi.
Love hearing
Hi,
about you all.
Laurie.
That we met already. Hi, Pete Johns.
Yes.
Hey, Laurie.
Hi.
How are ya?
It's Pete. Yeah, you are so interesting and a great interview, and so much to talk about and listen to about that. Of course, the harp. My God, the harp.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got even more goodies coming up on the second part of this show. I'm really excited to even personally get to know what's going on, her creations and stuff like that. So yes, Lori.
Nice.
Lori,
Yes,
whenever
Frank.
people see you up here, you know it's time for
Tickle, tickle, tickle. Hi, everybody. I don't know which way to look ever. Hi.
the other way.
It's
I
1,000 degrees here. That's why my hair is slick.
I would
So
say
we could
that
do
we
this.
bring
Hey,
Laurie on
Laurie.
for this part
You
because
what?
she's a tease, but
I didn't hear either of you.
that's good.
Okay. All right. Yo,
Laurie, I
yo,
got a new
yo.
keyboard, which is a bit smaller, but I've been told that size doesn't matter that much. It's what you do with it.
Well, yes, we've talked about your tiny organ before. We talked about your tiny organ last time, but let's talk about the big pianist that we have out in the community.
But this one's got red bits, so that's
Oh, it's cute, Pete.
I think they have medicine for that.
That's what she said.
Terrible. Oh, that's so
All right, yeah.
cute. Pete.
Here goes Frank with, in all seriousness. It's never in all seriousness.
We're bringing Pete Johns down.
Oh,
He
I
does it
was
to
already well
himself.
and truly on my way.
It's cute. It's like Rudolph. She said, I'm cute.
Words a man never wants to hear, right?
Yes, exactly.
Can I take it home?
Woo. Look at
Oh,
Frankie.
boy.
He's going to pass out. Go ahead, Frank. Give you a serious speech about the pianist.
Yes.
In all
So-
seriousness.
This is a segment that JJ and I started that kicked off the show, actually. Really wanted to support and give recognition to a lot of these pianists and composers. They're just brilliant musicians. There's so many, and I always say the pianists are so underrated. I think
Dang
in
right.
music, and
Darn student.
this can it
I
can
knew-
just
I
never
knew it.
be right.
AA would be this way. I got.
Yeah, and no, and I always say the story because there is a couple people in the community that stopped performing, and I asked why, and especially when I first came into the community, they said nobody seems to show interest
Oh.
for pianists, and I said you haven't met Lori yet. No, no. All joking
Oh,
aside,
Frankie.
that's honest to God, that's the truth.
Yeah, I know.
And, but
I
I'm
heard
glad
that.
to see a couple of them back, and so this is our. Please go offer up some support, show some love to these amazing talents. Here we go. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So pretty. So pretty. Yes.
Yes. So, Lori, what do you got going on? Anything special? I saw you earlier saying you're going to be editing. Does that mean there's a video coming out?
Oh yeah. I have three
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of at least. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be editing a song that I'm doing with Hugh, and I'm in the middle of editing a big collab that I hope to have out by Saturday because I want Camp G-Made to send us all over for a premiere Saturday night, and it's with 10 people. So I'm doing that one.
Oh, wow.
And then I heard
Cool.
I was working on a song with JDL, and I don't know if anybody saw JDL's post. He's taken a little break from YouTube and from music. He's just, I think he's not inspired right now, which we all go through. I'm like, JDL, take your time. So he apologizes to anybody he's in the middle of a collab with, but I said, you know what? I don't feel like filming because I've been filming. So I'll just do a scenic video for our song that we're working on. So I got a few that's going on. And I'm having fun.
Are you a robot?
know.
Yes, sir. April Fool.
I don't think you sleep.
No, I get my second wind at night. Yeah, I do. Last
I've
night
seen, I've seen you in the morning and you look just like this. And that's after
No.
you're up all night.
God, no. Please, I'm a wreck. I don't even shower till 4 in the afternoon because I got to get up and work, and I don't have time for showers.
Well, I'm glad we don't have smell-o-vision.
Yes, I'm showering now, but it is 1,000 degrees, so sweating my balls off. But anyhow, yeah, so that's it. And I got my show on Friday. I haven't thought of a theme yet, but the Friday Night Hang will be there as it is every week. And I'll have my guests on that make the show and my hangers instead of my chatters that make the show. So thank you, everybody who visits.
Excellent.
Very cool.
But I'm not going to hog up the show because,
All right.
Adorable, you're doing awesome. I love that we both have like a classical background, but we both love George Michael and Duran Duran. That's all I'm going to say. Yes.
You're not.
I had to study all that classical music too on piano.
We both love Pianist too.
And we both love the pianist. Just not the tiny organs of Pete. Okay. I'm out of here.
AA likes to handle much larger things.
All right.
There's
Have a great
there's
show.
title
I'll be in
for
the
a
chat.
song, Tiny Organs. All right.
Tiny,
Love you, cuz.
tiny organs.
organs.
Love you too. Let's catch up on your trip. Bye.
Yes.
So
All right.
Pete, in the thousands of tracks you've played from artists, have you had many other harpists?
No, Your Music Live lost its harpist virginity about 3 months ago when Adorable Anarchy first premiered the harp. And I was
Surprise.
like, this lady that does all these weird alternate guitar tunings. And then I opened this video and I'm like, okay, what's she playing with the weird guitar tunings this week? And it's like giant harp. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is the first time. Like we've had all sorts of different music from all around the world, but no. And as I was watching that segment, I'm like, Frank, you need a special harp segment now, as well as the penis segment. And it's just AA standing there for 5
Thank you.
seconds. You're like, and we're done.
Yes, thank you.
You are the community, but it means you're in high demand. So as you said about your harpist
appreciate it.
friend, if you're good at something and ain't too many other people doing it, yeah, guess what? It's like me. I was the best viola player in my primary school. The second part of that is I was the only viola player in my primary school. But it was
Thank you, Emery.
a nice thing to win at the time. So yeah, no, it was great.
Well,
to
I'm glad
have
you
the
enjoyed
harp.
it. Thank you. I enjoy doing it. I kind of go into cycles. I've been in guitar land recently, and usually how it goes, you can't have fingernails to play harp. At least you shouldn't, unless you're playing Paraguayan harp, and it's done differently.
Oh, yes.
But so when I have no more fingernails, it's harp time. And so when I have fingernails, it's guitar time, and if I'm in between, it's piano time. So that's
Yeah,
kind of how I
well,
roll.
I don't know if the guys have mentioned this, but your live streams that just pop up out of nowhere, and sometimes I'll be out walking and it's an evening time for you, and I'll just be like, "Oh, it's Adorable Anarchy. I wonder what she's doing this time." And it could be could be piano, could be singing,
anything.
could be harping, could be guitarring, it could be just chattering away, and it's always
Yep.
always fun. So
Yeah,
if folks
thank
aren't,
you.
I know you've already probably said this, Frank and JJ, but if folks aren't subscribed, go and do that now, because you never know when a live stream might pop up and you'll just be like, oh,
Right.
I know her.
Right. My husband and I have a podcast we're doing tomorrow night. We're going to do them on Tuesdays at what time, babe? 7:30. 7:30.
Oh,
At
cool.
Central. What is it? Oh hell, 7:30.
Oh,
He's
boy, I'm
he's
not
trying to talk
alone.
to me, but I'm used to not listening. So Sorry, I
And
love you.
what is the podcast? What's the hook of the podcast? Why should we all definitely
it's called the
come and listen?
Smugcast.
The Smug.
Smug.
Yes, because we the thug life everybody talks about. We live the smug life.
Very cool. And what do folks have to look forward to? You and your husband yammering on about
DJ
all things?
All things from
Find that
guitar
link.
to airplanes to ham radio to military vehicles to games to everything. People we hate, people we like, everything. Like this week we talked about my car rules. So Tim has to follow car rules when he's riding in my car, and I will smack him if he plays the wrong song on my radio.
Well,
So
you know,
that-
there seems to be an oxymoron with rules and anarchy.
Well, it's only
Anarchy
anarchy
means,
because
yeah.
I've got like 20,000 ideas in my head at all the time. Not, I mean, some of them may not be good. I told Tim, I said, if I start to do something weird, stop me. Because if I start to do something really wrong, it's probably really wrong. So, yeah.
Very
Well,
cool.
you know,
yeah.
I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
No. Go ahead.
You had mentioned how you never know what you'd hear coming from a podcast with Adorable Anarchy. And the first song we heard, she was playing a steel string guitar. And then we heard the harp. And our next song, right, like what you said, is a vocal and piano song. So yeah, this artist is multi-instrumental, and that multi covers it. You know, when you're a guitarist and a bassist, it's like, you know, it's still kind of the same thing.
I
But
play acoustic and electric. So yeah.
exactly, right. But here we have, you know, the harp. But this one in particular, Fever Dreams, is an original, correct?
Yes, it is.
And it's vocal and piano.
Starts out with piano. Yeah, kind of escalates from there. Yeah.
And I noticed on the video that you posted this originally on your birthday. So is there some significance to that, or this song, or?
No, I just really thought it came out well, and I thought I'd give myself a cool little birthday gift by posting it on my birthday, because, you know, when you get older, nobody really, oh, it's your birthday. Oh, hey, nice. You know.
Happy birthday. Pass the ketchup.
Yeah. Oh, at like 11:45. Oh, it was your birthday today? Oh, hey.
Unless you get a helium happy birthday song. So
well, my birthday's around Christmas, so I mean it's highly inconvenient for, you know, most people. Everybody's mind is on Christmas and or Hanukkah, and oh, it's your birthday. Oh, it's your birthday. Oh, hey. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that must have sucked as a kid. You probably would have been better with a July birthday and Christmas, you know.
My father used to celebrate all week long and hoped he hit the day. And I used to hate it, but, you know, I love my dad, so I, you know, put up with him. He was always very good to me. So
very cool. So here we have Fever Dreams.
Let's give this a spin. I love this track. Yeah, oh, wow.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful.
What a vocal range. Do
I
you know?
I didn't talk to anybody like 2 weeks after that.
So what do you go up to? Is that like a D above the register, or how high are you going up there?
I have no idea. I don't really keep track of it. I'm not a singer. I just got lucky. Let's put it that way.
Well, after hearing that, I'd say you are a singer, and you're lucky. But
Pretty much
you are a
loves you
singer.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
The emotional build as you're coming up and then going into that chorus, you know, thinking of the title Fever Dreams, that chorus when it hits, it's like the feeling of a cold shower hitting a fevered body, that it just went
that's
right.
That's what I was going for. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
I totally felt that. It just
Nice.
it broke through the way that kind of feeling breaks through. Very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
it's one of my favorites that I've done. I did that quite. It feels like quite a while ago, but the most recent ones I've done, of course, you know, every recent one you do, it's your new favorite, you know. But that one pretty much holds top of my list. That was an accomplishment. I earned that.
And the piano, beautiful
Mhm.
piano.
Yeah.
I have a vision of you at the piano singing, and just like an audience being silent, just mesmerized.
I do some piano streams. I have some piano software that puts graphics in the background, and it's pretty cool. I love to mess with all the tech stuff, you know, and so I wait until like nobody that I know is awake, and then I'll try it. I'll kind of sneak out there because I taught myself how to play piano. My dad had a player piano, one of the old antique player pianos. So I learned to play piano basically when you pedal the pedals and the roll goes, the notes go down on the keyboard. That's how I learned to play.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So
It's
so I learned to
pretty
play
common these days.
classical. I got one piece, one classical piece. That's it. And everybody's like, "Oh, you know how to play classical?" No, this is it. That and heart and soul and chopsticks, and I got nothing.
Well,
I really love
again,
it. Yeah,
Well-
it's so much more common these days because a lot back in the old day, back in my day, it was like if you didn't do formal training and you learnt your treble clefs and your bass clefs and your every good boy deserves fruit, and then you had to read and learn how to sight read sheet music. And I think so many people back in the 70s, 80s, 90s were discouraged from music because they thought you had to know all that stuff. And if you didn't know that, you couldn't play with feel and you couldn't learn an instrument, you couldn't share your music. And these days, I think YouTube has been part of that people can learn in all sorts of different ways. And a lot of the keyboard players, I know a lot of the pianists, learn through exactly that. They learn through play-alongs where they don't even know that they're hitting a C sharp or a D flat. They're just playing because they're lining up and they're singing. So yours was the player piano was like the early version of these tutorial channels now that have the 88 keys light up and you just play along. So yeah, it's very cool. And
The harp is it basically is treble and bass clef music, and I have a very tough time playing the bass clef, which is why I never learned piano the right way and why I do harp by ear pretty much. I mean, I got fake books and stuff. I'll look at it for a minute and say, well, hell, I'm not playing that. I'll do it my own way. So I see what they're doing, and I'll do it the way I'm capable of doing it. But piano was the same way. My dad had a military museum and a museum in our basement full of antiques and so forth. And the player piano was always, I would always be there. So yeah, that's how I kind of grew up.
very cool. Well, you've told us that you've basically taught yourself harp. You basically taught yourself piano. You've done quite well for someone who says that they didn't think they could become a teacher. You've taught yourself pretty damn well.
I can't teach anybody else though. I've had people ask me because they want to learn the Beatles stuff that I do, and I'm ready to kind of pass that along because unfortunately my hands are giving me a lot of trouble recently, and I want to be able to pass my whatever arrangements I have on to anybody who wants them, and I don't have anything written down, so it's just like, okay, here, do this. That's all I got. Yeah,
you should give it a shot. As someone who's taught, who had like 30 years of teaching, it's easier to teach others than yourself, with the exception of your own children. That's oh my God.
Well, my husband plays guitar. I didn't know, and we mentioned this in our podcast the other day. We've known each other for about 25 years, and we just got married 2 years ago. We took a bit. We both
to make sure.
We both went through marriages and divorces together. We've been best friends for 25 years nearly. But I didn't know he played guitar until about maybe 5 years ago when he said, "Hey, I got approved for a Guitar Center credit card." It's like, why do you need that? I play guitar. Really? Really? So I was like, yeah, had I known that, it's like I felt like I was being real cool. Like, hey, here's my CD. Do you want to listen to it?
Are you sure he's not a
Guitar
secret
stuff.
agent or some sort of spy? Is there other things you don't know about him? That,
No.
at a later stage?
No, Pete Johns, because let me tell you, I am the evil one of the two of us. I am.
You're the one lulling him into a false sense of security. Gotcha.
I'm just easing him into the home. That's all. That's it.
I found, by the way, if any of the mods can put a link, I found the Smug Cast. There's a few
Did you?
called that,
Thank you.
so be careful. Make sure it's the one on Adorable Anarchy's channel, and it's the Smug Cast Ep1. But yeah, it's like an hour and change. So you obviously guys chatted for a while, and the next episode's coming up soon. So
we can chat about almost anything. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. But other than that, let's see. What else do I do around here? Of course, I do uke streams. You've seen maybe some of those, but I'm trying to kind of get back into the swing of doing everything. And unfortunately, well, I know what I could tell you about. It's kind of interesting. I wrote an album full of material for my dad last year. He is a retired chemistry and physics teacher, and so all the songs were science. So I wrote like songs like for, H2SO4, caffeine, dopamine, id, ego, and super ego, inertia, the laws of motion. I wrote all of it.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun, and I just did a couple live a couple of days ago, but I did shorts of them. You guys will see shorts coming out of them. So yeah,
Now,
it was a lot of fun.
did your dad correct them with the red pen?
No. He was all excited. He's like, there's one for sugar, and there's one for salt. And I said, yeah, because he's kind of getting up there in age. He's like, yes, there is.
Awesome.
So my dad, one of his claim to fame was he held the world record at one point for jumping his army tank over cars.
Was this in a battle or in a competition?
No, he wanted to prove to his students that all objects fall at the same rate. Like I said, he's a science teacher. So this is how I grew up. I was one of the only girls that I knew how to drive a tank. I mean, besides my sister.
The Anarchy's making more and more sense the longer this
It's all coming together for Pete now.
A little piece of the puzzle for you. Yes.
I'm going to do some shoutouts if I have the lung capacity. So Friday mornings, Fridays have become what did Smith call it? A freight train running right through Friday. It starts off with Jovel de Pustis. Friday mornings, they go right into Dan Anderson, Valerie Bott, Charlie Gabaldon, Independent Many United at 8 p.m. Mr. Smith with live drums or sound sessions at 8 p.m. Fridays. Pole Vault comes right after Mr. Smith with the weekend warm-up. Freedom Redbird is also on at 10 o'clock Friday night, another great channel. And then they kick off into Lori's Friday Night Hang, and then on to the Parking Lot Warrior, Gary Hubbs. And by the way, congratulations, happy anniversary to Gary Hubbs and his lovely wife and beautiful family. Congratulations, brother. We got Leela Verse that comes right after Gary Hubbs. Like I said, right through Friday, right from morning to Leela Verse is on 3:15 a.m. Eastern Time, which is just past midnight Western Time. Then we have Saturday nights is another crazy night. We've got I love this trio, but now we've got this Chad Freeman on at 4 o'clock. But we go into Thomas Christ, we go into Jade Starr, and then Pete Johns. I'm not sure when Brad's coming back, but then Brad will be coming back, I think, soon, right? Yeah. And Saturdays are just amazing. It's a lot of fun. And then they go into the Camp G May. There's just so many amazing talents in these communities. If you're tired of music, you can go on to the Nut House 10 o'clock Saturday nights. He's got a fantastic channel. And I saw our friend Neil's Han Dynasty in the chat. There's another fantastic channel. I gotta tell you, Neil, the other day my wife and I were having lunch, and she just randomly said, "What's on? What do you got going on?" So I went over to your channel. We love cats, so we were just watching all the little shorts. Neil's has an amazing channel. Great pop-ups, great topics. Yeah, and then we got SE Wolverines, JM Unleashed, Ali Patches, and Rich New Designs. Cheers! I got my mug. I've joined the mug club. What Gary and I were talking about it. What a marketing campaign! It's like I get sucked right in. I'm in the show, and everybody seems to be part of this mug club. So, yeah, but I got it, and I'm part of that club. Ali and Rich New Designs, amazing channels. Dom Torregrossa sounds like he's doing better. I'm not 100% sure yet if he'll be up for Thursday and Sunday. We all know Chris Lane's happy hour on Thursday with Dom Torgrosa, and now they have the Sunday slide. Amazing individuals, OGs of these communities. Camp GMA, as I mentioned, Saturday nights. We got Axe and Nachos tonight at 11, Wednesdays at 11. The Falcro, the Mix Club, Rhett the Shit Disturber, Balls. Michael's Songs, Sunday Set Live. Scotty Butters, relatively new to these communities. Amazing talent every Tuesday, live music. Miss High and Pendar, just amazing talents, people. That's it for
Amazing.
tonight for the shoutouts.
DJ Big Red's gonna have carpal tunnel.
Yeah, yeah. Are you keeping up? What the hell? You're so far behind, man.
Yeah,
He's
whatever
gonna-
you're paying him,
You know
have
my
to halve
phone's
it.
going to be ringing anytime.
It's super cool to see so many people doing it, and it's probably a question as well for you AA. But the benefit is not only that, like, sharing with other people, obviously streaming, and I think Frank mentioned it before that some folks were like, "Oh, I don't want to stream if no one's watching," and I'm like, oh, we've all started with that. Like, we all started streaming to empty rooms, and it's about you and enjoying it, and your confidence and practice and getting yourself out there as much as it is for the other end. So, yeah, it's really wonderful to see. So some people are like, oh, now everyone's got a podcast and everyone's streaming and everyone's live, and it's like, yeah, but guess what? You get the choice. You can go around and just flick channels, like you were saying, Frank. You're just like, what's on? And I think if YouTube is the new TV and streaming is the new TV. Just came out today that YouTube and streaming is now bigger than all television. So all broadcast TV and cable TV, more people watch streaming content than they do watch TV. And that's just crazy, and that's nuts. And a lot of it is the independent stuff, and it's the fact that MTV weren't going to hire me to do a show about music, but I got to choose to do my own show about music. So it's the power of the people, and it's super cool to do the sort of stuff that we get to do.
I like to stream when I think nobody's listening, just because I know it's going to sound weird, but I have tremendous stage fright. Like when I used to play my classical stuff, I used to play it with my eyes closed because I didn't want to see anyone out there. So
I think everyone in this community is nodding along with you. Like when I first started this channel, when I first started recording, I would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go into the closet and do all my recording and all my singing before anyone else woke up, because I didn't want anyone to hear what I was doing.
Aw.
And it's very, very common that, especially artistic types, where we're a little delicate at times, and you eventually learn to put yourself out there and appreciate the feedback. But to start with, I was the same. Didn't want anyone to hear me. And yeah, I recommend if you're starting out with this sort of stuff, just stream to yourself. Like, put an unlisted stream out there and just see how you go.
what
And
I
then
did, yeah.
you listen back to it. You're the only one that ever hears it. That's okay. You're still getting practice in, and you're still working towards something in the future. But yeah, I hear you, and I know everyone else is going to be very similar.
I have to actually give you credit, Pete, because for many years I didn't do anything. I didn't put anything online. But kind of when I got to your community was so nice and inviting, I couldn't help it. It's like, ooh, I want to do that. That's cool. I can do that. I can play that note. I'm good. So
And
I have to credit you.
It's great. And we've had a lot of people in the same boat, that they started as viewers, and then over time they've become participants because they thought, I can't do this stuff, or I don't have the confidence to do this stuff. And yeah, once you do it, it's like a muscle. You do it, and the more you do it, the more you repeat it, the easier it gets. And that's why I've just been sprouting for the last 10 years. Create, record, release, and the release part is just as important as the other bits, because once you start sharing, you get feedback and you get confidence and you build a community, and then see that other people are doing it, and you have the power in the numbers and the support you get from other folks. So yeah, very, very happy, because I heard of too many people that stopped making music or stopped streaming or stopped doing things because of what strangers on the internet said. And guess who you shouldn't be listening to? Strangers on the internet. So
well, life happens, and I had I've moved cross country about 3 or 4 times in the past 4 years. So life happens, and you kind of. Told my husband, I said, as soon as I get my setup exactly the way I want it, I know I'm moving in about another 2 weeks. It's just a given. So yeah.
And that's a great point. It's like people that say, "Oh, I'm not ready to get married. I'm not ready to have children. I'm not ready to do this." It's like, guess what? You're gonna be ready. It's gonna happen, and then you're gonna have to just goddamn deal with it, because these things happen, and life moves in weird ways like that. So that's why I say to people, don't wait until you've got the perfect setup or the perfect gear or the perfect song to start sharing. Just start doing it now, because the more you practice, the better you're getting. Not many people do something and then 5 years later they're worse at it. You're doing it really wrong if that's the case. So practice makes progress.
Ah, darn.
Start doing it. Except golf. I'm somehow worse at golf now than I was when I started 30 years ago, and I don't know quite how that's possible, but that's the one exception.
And too, you think about it, as uncomfortable as it might seem if you live stream and there's only one person watching, that's better than playing in a coffee shop and there being just one person there,
That's
or
true.
or even worse, because you talked about closing your eyes. So I close my eyes when I sing, just because that's the only way I can attempt to try to visualize where I want to go with my voice. And I did an open mic at this kind of famous Kansas City place called BB's Lawnside Barbecue. And they had an open mic, and I was the last one up, and I went up and I played for about 6 minutes. My eyes closed and I opened my eyes, and there was no one left but the bartender.
No.
And there had been about 20 people there.
Leave the place out.
I've played some gigs that maybe you guys have too, that I show up and I start playing, and my set goes pretty well, but like no one's there, and like the bartender had to like call all their friends and say, come down here, this girl's really good, come down here. It was a good night, but so I was lucky to get gas money home, because I was clear out in Indiana somewhere, and I lived in Dayton, Ohio. That's about maybe a 3-hour trek.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, I guess I'm sleeping in the car tonight. And she's like, oh, here, honey, here's $20. Like, oh, cool.
Rock and roll lifestyle.
I know, right? I know. So I spent the evening playing. As I recall, I was in Starbucks and they wanted to hear AC/DC. So why not? So I was like, okay, here you go. Give me a tip. I got to get home.
I assume you weren't on the harp, although I do believe I've seen you play Def Leppard on the harp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I said, I don't do a lot of classical on the harp, just because I'm not skilled in that way. I do a couple of pieces, but it's mostly just for technical purposes. I love the pieces. Of course, I won't play anything that I don't like. I just decided I'm not doing this. Go to lessons and play something you don't like anymore. I was like, I'm too old for that. So.
Can you get a distortion pedal through a harp through a distortion pedal?
Oh yes,
cool.
yes. I have a tape delay. Yeah, Emily Hopkins, I believe is her name. Check out her channel. She's got all kinds of like distortion pedals and all kinds of pedal stuff going. I get a lot of my pedal ideas from her. So yeah.
So you could make it even more complex. You could do looping, harp, pedals, distortion. You could make your life really complex.
Yeah, because I do like Pink Floyd and stuff like that, and Queensryche. So I want a little bit of distortion, a little bit of rough it up a little bit. So yeah.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
I gotta upload. I gotta create a playlist. Yeah.
Very cool. And we go back to the guitar for our last one. And you know what? I'm kind of glancing over in the chat, but this song remind me of Rose Ackerman. It's that style of kind of solo guitar blues kind of a thing. I think if she's listening in the replay or something, this will be right.
There's a story about this one.
What's the story?
I was playing in a bluegrass band in Chicago when I was 18, as I mentioned, and back then we had records. So we learned all our stuff off of records. Well, they fired me before I got done learning the song.
Oh no!
So I had to like just do something. I didn't know how to end the song, so I just improvised and added my own crap in there and just called it Revised, Revisited. But this song was originally from Doc Watson. It's Deep River Blues, right? Doc
Yes.
Watson did this. He's known for the alternating thumb pick and so forth. But yeah, so this is my version of that version, and the version I didn't learn because I got fired.
Deep River Blues
Revisited.
revisited.
Yes.
No way there are only 6 strings on that guitar.
Right?
Embracing the closed eyes too, to feel the groove too. Love it.
It's one of my
Totally.
favorites to play. Yeah.
You know, you're right, Pete. There's nothing better than watching somebody having fun when they play.
Mhm.
And with her eyes closed and the expressions, you could tell she was just digging it as much as we are.
Yeah,
go
Go ahead.
No, it's
Yeah,
like,
I-
it's like nobody's watching thing, and if you don't make a weird face when you're playing guitar, you're probably not really playing guitar.
Well, a lot of that I learned basically. If you know who Tony Rice is, I got a lot of the licks from him. But he's basically bluegrass guitarist, covered a lot of Gordon Lightfoot, but had listen to his guitar playing. All I can say is, if you know who Tony Rice is, you know. But the walk in the bass and comp thing I got from college. I call it the $10,000 song because it took me about a year to learn it. I was a jazz minor in college.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, that walking bass, the ability that you're playing the riffs within the chords,
Mhm.
like while you're strumming the chords, you still got a little riff going on, and
Yeah.
the hammer-ons and pull-offs. With your really unique take on percussive strumming, you do things that other people do, but you do it in a much cooler way.
Thank you.
It just
I've never been cool.
it has an attitude. The way you play just has an, and it's not audacious. You know, your faces aren't a G.E. Smith face, which you just want to slap him, but yours were endearing. We're adorable, actually. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm always pretty self-conscious about how do I look? How do I look? And then I finally just like I got older, and it's like it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. So,
Great to
but
see
yeah,
you.
I always have a good time playing that one. It's one of my favorites, and what can you say? It's just fun.
So now we get the adorable and the Anarchy. It's all come together. It's almost like you're tying it up in a perfect bow here
Yep.
with
Yep.
everything that we've learned. No, I didn't even catch the first half, so I got to go back. There might be even more jigsaw puzzle pieces there.
Were you here for the part where she talked about, even though she's Anarchy, she has car rules for the husband?
Yeah, I caught that, and I'm like, well, there's anarchies that are ruled by dictators, so there could be a bit of both. It's
He gets slapped if he plays Hootie and the Blowfish, Green Day. I'm sorry, Pete. I know you love them. Green Day, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. The Last Goodbye by Roger Whittaker, or anything by the group Glass Tiger because it's a stupid name. He gets smacked. He's such a good soul. He puts up with me.
I don't feel so bad about saying I hate the Eagles. Then.
And Duran Duran.
And George Michael.
Smack. Well, I'm an 80s kid. I think all of us are kind of that era, aren't we? Pete, you're a little bit younger, right? Just say yes.
Just don't feel it most days.
Yeah,
Judging
I know,
by the video of his first live performance, I just happened to run across.
Yeah, I was a 90, but late 80s, early 90s, very very much in that. I was a grunger, but yeah, I grew up with the 80s. So my sister and brother are both older, and so it was all Wham and Culture Club and all the cool bands of the 80s. So yeah, I definitely did the George Michael stuff and went through all of that, and then then became a grunger when you're not allowed to like any other music except grunge music. It doesn't have guitars. It's not just sad and depressing. I can't listen to it.
I was just at a function like a week and a half ago for my dad, and some of my high school people were there, and they said, "Hey, I got this video of you back in whatever day. You remember that time where you played and the roof came down? What?" So they actually had a video. I have this another instrument that I've never showed you guys called an array and burra. It has 120 metal tines on it, and a lot of mids. A lot of mids. Well, I was playing this old dive bar, and part of the roof came down behind me. It's like, I didn't know that. Is that what all the commotion was?
I thought they just wanted an encore.
Thank you.
I had no idea. I was like, yeah, you brought the house down. I said, I didn't think anything of it when they said that. Seriously, I didn't think anything of it. But back in the day, it's like, wow, I look weird. I mean, weirder.
So we better never get a concert with you and Mike Haggis, because you either bring the roof down or you break a leg in reality.
That's it. Yeah, we're a dangerous bunch, huh?
Next week you'll find out what injuries Catherine has sustained or what she's broken when she's
Right.
before.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
All right. Well, we're at the end of the show. And first of all, I want to thank everybody out there, all the support.
Thank you, mods.
Thank you,
Yes.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you to all the mods and all the great work. DJ Big Red, you rock. Don't forget, next week we have
McChrystal.
Help. Yeah, Catherine McChrystal. Yes. And then following that, who do I have? It should be. Oh, right. There's a surprise one. I'm going to wait on that. So appreciate you all. Thank you for coming out. First, I'm going to go with Pete. Thank you. Last night, you mentioned earlier there's so much to do. You just scroll around. And I'm really glad I caught this show. I did see it last week, but I thought it was just a random thing. I only saw it in my, obviously I'm a member of Patreon, so I saw it in my email. But last night I was just going through it, just couldn't sleep, and there you were. I thought that's pretty cool. Is that it's called the YML After Party?
Yeah. So again, I feel guilty about this, but I do have to feed my children and pay my light bill. Yeah, I have members on the channel, so for $2 a month you can become a member, and then I'm doing an after party now each week. So we have your music live, and then we hang out for half an hour afterwards. And I say the lure there is that I let my hair down if I had hair, so you might hear a little bit more of the truth, and occasionally I say rude words like bum. So yeah, you can get to hear me swear, which I don't often do, except on, I think I swore on this show one time.
I paid $2 to see that.
$2 a month, well spent. So yesterday was weird because I jumped in there and then folks were talking about the heat. So we spent about 20 of the 30 minutes talking about energy bills and solar panels and energy efficiency tips, and it was. But that's the sort of thing that I think, as
And
you were talking about
Adorable
before,
Anarchy.
Yeah, with the Smugcast that I'll be now listening to and making sure I go and subscribe to. It's
Thank
fun
you.
to just have a place where you can just be yourself and share with the community. So yeah, that's something new that I'm trying. But yeah, of course, there's all the other stuff around the channel that folks can go to Studio Live today and hang out and be part of the community, which I know many of you do, and I thank you greatly for that.
Thank you, Pete.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I was talking to DJ Big Red backstage earlier. I was telling him about that exactly the way you described it. It was just a lot of fun. It was just chill, and the topics were, you pretty much let the chat pick the topic. Pretty much, it was a lot of fun. It wasn't. Yeah, so please
thanks for coming
follow
along.
that link that DJ Big Red is posting. Become a member. I think Pete's channel was. You know what I love about your channel is I could pay for a whole year and not even get stressed about am I missing it, or you can prepay for a whole year. I'm not sure why others don't follow suit, but
You pay for 5 years, just upload as much as you possibly can.
could you pay for 5 years?
No, I don't think so. You can do it, it's monthly or annual. But no, and obviously there's Patreon and the membership. And I do want to say that I do 100% appreciate that. And I know that everyone's in a different position. So as what we say about donations and memberships is that they're always appreciated, but they're never expected. And I'm never going to put any of the main shows behind a paywall. Yes, you'll have to watch an ad or two because it's YouTube and that's how YouTube rolls. But no, none of the main shows are ever going to be, here's a taste and now you have to come behind the paywall to get the rest of it. So I appreciate everyone, and leaving thumbs up like you're about to do on this show for Frank right now. You are, aren't you? Yes. Leaving thumbs up and leaving comments and engaging is also super cool. So do that. Subscribe. Leave thumbs up. We all love you.
Yeah. And just one more thing. Thank you for introducing us to so many amazing artists, such as Adorable Anarchy. And
My pleasure. Got to showcase the talent, don't we?
you're the OG, brother. Yes. JJ, brother, all your
Hi.
hard work. I appreciate you let me throw this at you at the last minute.
Hey, I really appreciate DJ Big Red too, because getting his little email there got me time to do my homework and prepare. So I'm all good.
That's amazing.
Adorable. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank
You
you,
know,
as well.
You've mentioned, that you're kind of self-taught with the harp and the piano.
Mhm.
Your quality and performance is exceptional. Don't doubt
you.
yourself, and apply that to the same thing you mentioned about doubting you could teach others. I think you could do just as excellent as you do performing on the instruments you taught yourself. So give it a shot.
Thank you. I might. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Frank, for having me. It's truly a pleasure. I've been looking forward to this for so long. Thank you, Folk Punk. Appreciate you. And of course, Pete, thank you. And DJ Big Red, thank you so much. You've always been so supportive. When I'm on Pete's channel, DJ Big Red always chimes in to say hello to me. So thank you.
Oh, what a big suck. Now it's gonna go to his head. He's probably gonna call me as soon as I hit end the show. It's like, did you hear what she said about me?
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Yeah. Mark it down on being nice today.
Timestamp.
PMS hasn't hit yet.
I'll joke aside. Thank you, Adorable Anarchy. I was, like I said, after I saw you twice on Pete's show, I wasted no time reaching out. Said, would you like to be on the Community Pulse? And you said, yeah, once I settle in, that you had things going, and we'll see down the road. And here we are. And I'm glad you did. Keep up the amazing work that you do.
Thank you.
I love the diversity in everything you do. Playing harp, I love the way you play guitar. I mean, that's why I picked those two to start and finish the show.
I wouldn't know what else to do if I didn't play guitar. I mean, it's like I said, since I was 5, it's my life.
That's right
So
there.
I appreciate it.
Guitarist.
Yep, a guitarist, just one of the many, but yeah.
It's amazing.
Thank you, Frank.
All right, Mr. Rock, look at that. How you doing, brother? Axe and Nachos is on at 11 o'clock. You're all going to be dumped over to Vince Janella's show next. Feisty Feathers in the house. Great to see you. Have a great night, everybody. Any words you want to, last words there, Adorable?
Just thank you to everybody who you all have been such a supportive community. And like I said, for someone such as myself, I'm kind of had to start over after a lot of years of not playing. So it's been just a lovely time to be with all of you, and thank you for your support. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks again, Pete, JJ, Adorable.
Stay kind and creative, everyone.
And we're going to close off this show with a song lent to us by Lizaday. Please go offer up some support. This song is called Family Gold. It's appropriate for our show. Once we played it the first day, we kept going through with it. Enjoy. Have a great night. Peace. Love.
Thank you.
Sister, brother, father, mother, we are one and the same. Friends, chosen, hearts shared, a force of nature. We are forever like a diamond, special treasure. We shine. And we're not part of one another. Our love is gold. Family. Together, wherever we are in the world. Our home is where the heart is. No matter how far apart we may find ourselves doing, it don't matter, baby. We are the same. Forever we will be. Sister, father, mother, we are one is where the heart is. However hard the cards may fall,